همبستگی شخصیتهای بین المللی با مقاومت تاریخی مردم ایران پس از گردهمایی بزرگ ایرانیان 30 ژوئن 2018. اهداء بیانیه حمایت بیش از 2500 پارلمانتر در کشورهای اروپایی از قیام مردم ایران و طرح 10 ماده‌ای خانم مریم رجوی برای یک ایران آزاد بر پایه دموکراسی و برابری. اهداء بیانیه حمایت نمایندگان مجمع پارلمانی شورای اروپا از مقاومت ایران و مجاهدین خلق علیه دیکتاتوری و آخوند روحانی. اهداء بیانیه همبستگی و حمایت سنای ایرلند در یک اقدام چند حزبی. اهداء بیانیه حمایت اسقف اعظم روحانی ویلیامز و 75 اسقف از انگلستان به رئیس جمهور برگزیده مقاومت ایران.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the event this year was held in a very different circumstances than last year. Iranian cities are scenes of major anti-regime protests. As I have already mentioned, the social situation is volatile, and the Iranian people demand regime change. The mullahs tell the people of Iran that no one hears their voice in order to discourage them. Mullahs' lobbies claim that there is no viable alternative to this regime to justify their appeasement with the mullahs. These efforts are getting nowhere. Dear friends, the event this year was also different because the international situation has changed. It appears that the policy of appeasement has failed because economic and political concession could not change the behavior of the ruling theocracy. Therefore, supporting the Iranian people and resistance for freedom is crucial to a successful, firm policy against the religious dictatorship ruling Iran. Toppling the mullah's regime is vital for human rights in Iran and for peace and tranquility in the Middle East. I'm confident that the Iranian people will succeed in bringing freedom to Iran. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Just here to offer a toast to our hostess, Madame Rajvi. We're all here because of her. This is my 10th year here, and I have to tell you, the size of this room has doubled. It used to end right there. Now has all these other people. The size of the event has doubled, and its influence on the world is enormous now. Already today, the Iranian government is accusing us, those who spoke, of giving aid and comfort to the terrorists. Well, they're probably looking in the mirror because they're the terrorists. And I'm very, very proud of all the things that we've been able to do in this room, in Paris, all throughout the world. It's one of the most rewarding things that I get to do. I thank Madame Rajvi for including me. And I know I speak for all my fellow Americans that some of our proudest moments have been working with her. All of the people you see here today are leaders. Some have run countries. Some have run Congresses. Some have run states. And some have done difficult things like run a city. However, all of us know a leader when we see one. And Madame Rajvi is a great inspirational leader. No one could do this job better. She's just irreplaceable in our hearts and to her people. And I know that she will be in Tehran soon, leading and guiding the transition to a democratic and free Iran. And then we'll all have our dream come true. Madame Rajvi, thank you.
Madame Rajvi, I cannot add a word to all of the great political messages that we heard today. So bravo to you and to the NCRI, to your staff for doing a fantastic job. I just want to say one word about what a privilege it's been to learn about the Iranian people through our friends in the NCRI. We've learned how much you revere your culture, your history, Nowruz. And so I want to say, on behalf of our guests here, that what a privilege it's been to see your grace, your friendship, your humanity, your love of your people and your culture. And for myself, for my wife, and on behalf of all of us, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you very much, Madame Rajvi, for your hospitality, but most importantly, for your leadership and your inspiration. Several people have mentioned that you look positively glowing this year, that your whole demeanor seems to be hopeful, and I think that is because you are getting strength from those people who have taken to the streets in Iran, in the cities there, and you can see that the movement that you have started has really inspired thousands of people, and not just the people who come here to Paris, but most importantly, the people who live in Iran. And I join Mayor Giuliani and others and say, as wonderful as it is to come to Paris and to talk about these issues, thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam President. I'm glad to be back here 3 years after I was with you at a previous conference. I have a lot to say, but I'll say little. I have followed your movement since I was much younger, before I immigrated to the United States and after. history has been a long journey of struggle for you and your movement. But history is going fast now. Over the past year, two major events. One, our president, President Trump, withdrew the United States from the Iran deal. This was an immense event. Second event, your people are rising. We cannot hide this anymore. Nobody can hide this. Even this afternoon, people are rising in Iran. What is important is that the international community needs to trust those who are going to replace the regime. The regime is going. We know that. Question of time. What you have accomplished with your organization, with your front, assures us in America, in Europe, in the Arab world, with a large coalition, that we can basically be trusting of your management, of your inclusivity, and of the democracy. Thank you very much for your invitation. Thank you for your amazing team and advisors, and thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Thanks for your hospitality, Mrs. Rajavi. We are reaching the tipping point now where we are going to see the end of this evil regime. The 80 million citizens of Iran can't wait for democracy, freedom, justice, and Mrs. Rajavi, because she will deliver that with the PMOI and the NCRI. May that day come very quickly, and thanks for all your help in getting it there. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Madam Rajavi, it's wonderful to be here again. Last time I presented anything to you, it was a statement from English Church of England bishops, and I had 51 bishops' signatures. This time I've got 75. So I'm really pleased that I'm representing not only 75 bishops, which is many more than I've known ever sign anything, but I'm actually bringing with them, of course, all the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of Christians they represent from the United Kingdom. So that's a huge pleasure. It is, of course, common knowledge, isn't it, that our three great Abrahamic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, they all have a common base in terms of the values, the core values of love and peace and justice. And we seek to base our whole lives on love, to live in peace and to express that in justice. So it's a commonality, but sadly the regime that we're talking about today isn't expressing that at all. And that makes a very unhealthy kind of theocracy. As we know, theocracy is really a very dangerous form of government, really toxic. And it means a very unhealthy relationship with religion. So we've got that at the moment, but we have such a fantastic contrast in what we've been seeing today. It's been a marvellous day, again, of enthusiasm, of commitment, of inspiration. So I go away much heartened by all that. And with the real feeling, I think we've all had, and we've heard it again and again, that it's the end game, that we're at the tipping point. And I suppose what I'm doing in bringing this statement, which has got Archbishop Rowan Williams at the bottom, and what I'm doing is bringing just a little bit of hope that we can add a little bit more to that tipping point and help to get us over the finishing line. So I'm going to bring this round to you with thanks and our prayers for you.
سلام به کانون‌های هورشی. من از شما هستم. We are part of an extraordinary movement here, and it's a great privilege for me to experience this and actually to be part of writing history, because I think that is what is happening. We are observing a big change which is about to take place. And I came to Camp Ashraf with my wife the summer of 2005. And today I described the regime as an evil regime. And here is my theory of what is about to happen. We see a movement of love, actually. And this is what we experience so strongly by spending time in Camp Ashraf, that it was not only something we could read about, but it was something we experienced, that they were studying what it means to love. And actually, at the end of that week, my wife didn't want to leave Camp Ashraf, but it was difficult to get her with me back because she wanted to stay on there. And I think this is actually the reason why this movement is prevailing, why it's winning. And we have many lawyers here today. I'm looking at one here now, Torricelli, I think, is a lawyer. Rudugiliani is maybe the most famous lawyer for the time being in the world. And lawyers, they know this fact in the courtroom. The ground speaks. The truth speaks for itself, and the truth about this movement, it is a movement of love, compassion for people, social cohesion, human rights, democracy, rights for women. And I think this is, no matter how much false information the regime, the Department of Hypocrisy managed to produce, the ground speaks. The truth is coming out, and I think today, when maybe 1/3 of the Iranian population watched the meeting today, they experienced that this is a movement of love. This is what we want. This is the future. And we can all be part of writing history by engaging ourselves. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be here with my family. And we are very thankful, and we admire Mrs. Mariam Rajavi so much because she is actually radiating love. Thank you.
Good evening. It's a great pleasure and a duty as a Sikh to support this movement of the NCRI and millions of Iranians in their effort, in your effort, to free Iran from suffering and tyranny. I speak as a Sikh, and that's why I say it's a duty, because Sikhism is all about religious tolerance, respecting other communities, showing that all communities are religious paths in the same direction, respecting all of them. We are in the land of, famously said, I may not believe in what you say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it. The Ayatollah regime is brutal, and brutal crackdown and torture of dissidents, the media and opposition, widespread abuse of human rights, even amongst the co-religionists. This week's constant news and today's news shows that protest is rising, and it should be supported in every way. I must confess that I am not at all a fan of religious states where one community says it can rule over others and tell other communities what to do is nothing but a tyranny. Religious fanaticism brings religion into disrepute. I see a real glimmer of hope, and it's probably more than a glimmer now, in the democratic opposition of the NCRI, led by Mariam Rajavi. I'm heartened by her 10-point plan for open democratic government, where the rights of all people and all faiths are respected, where there's gender equality, where there's tolerance. It will bring peace, harmony, and prosperity to a land that has only known suffering in recent years. And I look forward to it becoming a reality in the very near future. Thank you.
Messieurs, dames, bonne soirée. Je prends la parole pour l'Assemblée parlementaire du Conseil de l'Europe, où nous avons reçu en janvier Madame Mariam Rajavi, et nous avons eu une grande impression de la personne et de la bataille qu'elle conduit avec beaucoup de courage pour la démocratie, la liberté et la justice de son peuple qui est soumis aujourd'hui à une dictature totalitaire. Et alors, pour témoigner notre volonté de soutenir la bataille des Mujahideen du peuple et de Madame Rajavi, nous avons préparé ce livre dans lequel nous voulons témoigner que le Conseil d'Europe regarde avec beaucoup d'intérêt et avec grande sympathie la lutte que Madame Rajavi et les Mujahideen du peuple conduisent contre la dictature de Rohani. Si vous voulez, Madame, je peux vous conseiller ce témoignage de notre amitié, de notre sympathie et de notre soutien. Il y a tous les noms des parlementaires qui ont décidé d'être avec vous et vous pouvez sans doute penser que tout le Conseil d'Europe est avec vous. Je suis très honoré de vous conseiller ce livre pour l'Assemblée parlementaire. Bonne soirée.
Madam Rajavi, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here with you this evening. Those of us who have stood by you and watched you with such grace take on all the challenges that must face you, we are extremely proud to be associated with such a wonderful human being, and we look forward to the day when we join you in Iran. Thank you very much.
Madam Rajavi, distinguished guests, it's our honour to be here to represent the interests of the Irish Senate and to bring the best wishes of the Irish Senate to Madam Rajavi, to the NCRI, and to the objectives of obtaining freedom, democracy, social justice and equality in the brilliant and great country of Iran. We are delighted in the Irish Senate to have tabled a cross-party motion in support of those objectives. And here this evening, we are delighted to present you with a copy of that motion, Madam Rajavi. You are an inspiration to many countries and to all of us. Thank you for the great work which you do, and we are delighted to support you in those efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, friends. مریم، رجوی. It's a great pleasure for us to be here. Well, I think we're gathering here as members of Parliament from across Europe to say that appeasement must end, and we look forward to the sanctions being introduced fully by Europe on behalf of more than 2,500 parliamentarians in Europe. We have all signed this particular petition to express gratitude for your efforts to end Iran's ruling dictatorship, to bring freedom, democracy and equality, to restore the rights of all religious minorities and ethnicities, and to spread the message of peace, friendship and coexistence, all of which are requisites to peace and stability in the Middle East. And in our statement of more than 2,500 members of Parliament from across Europe, we declare our support for the Iranian people's uprising and, Madam Rajavi, your 10-point plan for the future of a free Iran.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your efforts.
We thank you.
Keep up the hard work.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
De la part du Parlement des
Merci beaucoup. Merci. Merci.
We support you very strongly.
Thank you.
Madam President-elect, thank you so much for allowing my wife Tina and I to come to your house. It means a great deal to us. Life, the ability to say, I am an individual, I have a right to be here. Liberty, the ability to go where you want, do what you want, pray who do you want to, and associate with who you want. And the pursuit of happiness, to work, to earn money, to spend it on what you want, to give it away, or to keep it, to bury it in the backyard, or to free a country with it. We also have the rule of law. We have many lawyers in the room. They know without the rule of law, you don't have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Today, I've read over your 10-point plan again. That is our Declaration of Independence all over. You have described life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and the rule of law. And we will support you in your efforts to take your country back from the most evil regime in my lifetime. Thank you very much.